This Cambridge Companion sets out to introduce readers to many of the hundreds of British women authors, once celebrated and now largely forgotten, who were active in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, which we now call the Romantic period. I think writings from the Romantic period are still relevant today because so many of the concerns of this time remain our concerns. This was a cataclysmic time of many kinds of revolutions. The obvious ones are the political revolutions, the French Revolution, the American Revolution with their calls for liberty, fraternity, equality. There were also, of course, great changes in labor practices, what we call the Industrial Revolution, and the first stirrings of the abolition of slavery and the slave trade. Importantly, too, it was a period that some call crucial for what's known as the longest revolution, or the struggle for women's rights. None of these revolutions are resolved, and these are concerns that remain with us today. I think British women authors from the Romantic period deserve to be read because they were writing beautiful, moving things. But one of the reasons they remain relevant is because so many of their concerns remain our own concerns. It's hard to say exactly why professional women writers flourished during this area, but we have some theories. One is that the number of books published increased dramatically. Another is the number of readers, and we think the levels of literacy also increased. So more writing of all kinds was available during what's sometimes called the rise of print culture, and more readers were looking for writings. Finally, copyright laws were changing and opened opportunities for innovation and enterprise, and authors as well as publishers benefited from this. So British women were entering a field that was expanding at a time when there were opportunities for growth. There are writers beyond Mary Shelley and Jane Austen in this period who were influential, and one of them who's discussed in the companion is Jane West. She was a prolific novelist, poet, and conduct book writer. And I think one of the things that's most interesting about her is that she wrote over the course of a long life. Her last novel was published in 1827, Ringrove, when she was almost 70 years old. And in the chapter I wrote on age and aging in the companion, I discuss all of the ways in which she imagined what it meant to write as an old woman. And this is something we just can't get at through studying Jane Austen, who died at 41.